How's it going there, guys, and welcome back to our channel. It's hard to imagine a world-famous band turning down $1 billion, but that's exactly what ABBA did for years while refusing to reunite. The Swedish pop group made waves not only during the 70s, but decades later as well, and went from being teenage sweethearts to Eurovision winners, then global icons. However, with the band's infamous split, the four musicians stayed apart for nearly 40 years. So what exactly happened? Do the members of ABBA hate each other? Let's find out. Number 5. Why was ABBA so popular? First formed in 1972, ABBA is not only the best-selling Swedish band of all time, but also the best-selling band originating in continental Europe. The name ABBA is actually an acronym for the four band members Agnetha Falskog, Björn Ulvaeus, Benny Andersson, and Annie Frid Lyngsted. The Swedish icons have sold some 385 million records worldwide, making them one of Universal Music's biggest artists and the third best-selling singles artist in the United Kingdom. ABBA also holds the honor of being the first group from a non-English speaking country to top charts of English-speaking countries, including the UK, USA, Australia, and New Zealand. If that wasn't enough, the band enjoyed 8 consecutive #1 albums in the United Kingdom and later got the honor of being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as well as the Vocal Group Hall of Fame. But with so much success, why did ABBA actually break up in the first place? Number 4. ABBA's infamous split. Besides their addictive pop classics, a major reason behind ABBA's massive success was how they functioned as a band made out of two couples. The pop group was formed by already married Agnetha and Björn and Benny and Annie Frid, who were a couple by the time ABBA started performing in the early 70s. For nearly a decade, the band released world-dominating hits, becoming one of the most popular and successful musical groups of all time, but all that fame and success had a downside. It started to impact both marriages within the group, so much so that the two couples eventually parted ways, with one divorce finalized in 1980 and another one a year later. ABBA tried to make it work despite the divorces within the band, but it was a futile attempt since the broken relationships were too hard to ignore or amend. As a result, the band collapsed entirely and the four Swedish musicians eventually went their separate ways in 1982. Number 3. Do the divorced members hate each other? Let's dig a bit deeper into the two marriages and divorces within ABBA. Agnetha and Björn first met when they were teenagers back in 1968. After getting married in 1971, they had 2 children together. However, after 7 years of working together for ABBA, they got divorced in 1979. Within a week of their divorce, Björn started dating again, while Agnetha went for counseling and was emotionally mangled by the split. It was during this time that ABBA released the iconic breakup song The Winner Takes It All. Addressing the song in 2013, Agnetha said, "Björn wrote it about us after the breakdown of our marriage. It was a mixture of what I felt and what Björn felt, but also what Benny and Frida went through." Speaking of Benny and Frida, the two lovebirds first met in 1969, but weren't married until 1978 during the height of ABBA's fame. That said, their marriage only lasted 2 years. According to Frida, the two singers simply grew out of each other and realized that they had different goals in life. Not to mention the fact that Benny had fallen for someone else and got married to her shortly after divorcing Frida in 1981. Unlike Agnetha and Björn, however, Benny and Frida's split wasn't as intense, and the exes even remained friends later on. Number 2. How did ABBA reunite? Nearly 10 years after the band split, a compilation album called ABBA Gold was released, which quickly became a worldwide bestseller and stayed in the charts for more than 400 weeks. This meant that millions of ABBA fans were waiting for the band to reunite. After a revival of many of their hit songs during the 2000s, the four Swedish singers were offered an astounding $1 billion to reunite for 100 shows. According to E! Online, the band members turned down the offer not once but multiple times. However, ABBA did reunite during the 2000s when their music was adapted into the hit Mamma Mia musical and the 2008 film of the same name that grossed a whopping $611 million worldwide. Later in 2018, ABBA made an even stronger comeback by recording new tracks together. In November 2021, these songs were released as the band's 9th studio album called Voyage, which is also their first new album in almost 40 years. Number 1. ABBA Voyage. Recently, it was announced that the 4 Swedish icons will be reuniting during a concert residency called ABBA Voyage. It consists of a series of digital concerts featuring ABBA as virtual avatars, aka avatars, at a specially crafted arena. The highly anticipated reunion concert will take place in London from May to December 2022 and will officially mark ABBA's final venture together. That's it for today, guys. Do us a favor by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel with the notifications turned on so you can stay up to date with our latest videos going forward. We'll see you again soon. Until then, take care and goodbye.